Oh, my back. Okay. Hi, friend. Wow, you can see all the reflections in my glasses. Let's take this off. It's been weeks and weeks. I have just let things fall by the wayside. Things have gone. They just have. I haven't been consistent. I'm like, I know what days I can record and what days I need to do other stuff, but I just haven't done them. I haven't said like, hey, give me half an hour, give me an hour, please, so I can get this and this. And I've always been playing catch up in one way or another in terms of house stuff. And then now on top of that, I'm sick, so I'm like, I really haven't gotten anything, so I'm so behind on everything. We should have been done My Hero Academia by now. I moved on to something else. I should be almost done. I should be probably almost done. Well, no, I shouldn't be almost on Sound Euphoria. I'm pretty consistent more or less for that one. Almost done Mob Psycho. We should be moving on by now, but I've let things fall by the wayside, so I'm just quickly recording this intro. I have no idea what's been, like, it's been so long. To the point where I'm like, what happened last time? I don't remember. It's been so long with the villains, and actually I do remember now, it was pretty intense and insane. The kind of villains versus villains things is interesting, but we also know that they end up working together, so something must for them, positive, like, works out. But I've said, this is laying the groundwork. This is the beginning of war. This really is. Apparently there is a war story arc, which is interesting. So I'm like, huh. But I was like, okay, look, I gotta sit down, I gotta bust out some reactions, I gotta finish this season, because season 6 is gonna happen eventually. And I've also got a lot of other anime that I recorded on my previous channel. I gotta get that posted, so I've fallen behind, and I have no excuse. I really could take the time and do that when I'm not working on other stuff. Instead, when I'm not working on other stuff, I'm just wasting time on my phone. So I know better. I do. So I'm just like, you know what? Screw this. I got to like clean my room, get it cleaned up, get it presentable. Which is always half my excuse. Like, I can't record, my room's not clean. But get it presentable, and then that way I can record. I miss this. I'm wearing My Hero Academia hat, which is more of an incidental thing because it's really comfy. But I have a couple things to do real quick in between recording this intro and the episode reaction, so I'm going to do those. Won't take very long. But I am very excited to get back to doing this. It's not fair to those of you who support me on Patreon, which is not many people. So I'm like, no, I need to be better because, I either need to pause and stop Patreon, or I need to like step up, and I want to step up. So I'm stepping up. And this time I mean it, because I'm always saying I'm gonna step up, and then I don't. I'm gonna get this stuff busted out, get it recorded, get it done, and so we can actually move forward onto new material. There's so much stuff with live action stuff. I've just like fallen by wayside. I've got to get organized. Alright. Anyway, I'm very excited. If you're watching on YouTube, there's no sound, partial image, keeps copyright monsters at bed. There's really not much else to say except I'm excited to get back into this. So let's dive in. This is so weird. Okay, so I think this isn't Twice doing this. This is, what are they doing to her? This is somebody using their powers against them, or? Twice has a weird name. Like, I've never seen it before. Can someone explain to me why his name's that way? Like, I've never seen that name in terms of Japanese name. Babayagawa. Is it because of what area he's from, or what? Kill Toga and take. Although, all right, they're killing her because she killed the other girl. Ooh, what they do? Planning on twisting her neck? The second half of this season has been a lot of fun, but I have to say the most fun in terms of storylines and all of that is definitely coming from the villain arc. Because the first half of the season was so, for my hero, very boring. It was like, we're just repeating, like, I'm okay with flashbacks, but flashbacks of clips from previous seasons used multiple times in an episode, and sometimes even flashbacks from the previous episode. No, it's just, I don't like it. And I get how sometimes, I think it said maybe COVID had had affected how that first half of that season looked. Maybe, maybe not. But I do enjoy the second half of the season way more. Just more material, fresher material. It's just really good. Family dynamics, all the other fun stuff. And the fact that he's a new freaking quirk is insane. It's a lot in a body. And All Might never experienced this. He only had that power. I think I mentioned this before. Is that before he almost killed himself. That is true. Well, that's sad. That happens to a lot of people. They lose their parents or a family member, and they stumble into that. So all he had to spend time with was himself. Huh. So that's how that works. Yeah. Road to hell is a gentle slope. Hmm. Given who's the one being tortured. Hmm. Hmm. He trusted. Huh. Ooh, that forced perspective with the cigarette. That's good. Is that really him? That can't actually be him. Those aren't real hymns. Oh, they actually broke his arms. That's a sound. Are they slowly breaking her neck? Blood coming through there. Oh! Because he thought he was the copy. This confirms it to them that he's him. He's not a copy. Oh, yeah, no, that's kind of going too far. This confirms that he's him. He's not a copy of himself. They're slowly trying to twist her neck. Dang, he's mad. Dang. Now he knows. Ooh, sad man's parade. Mm. Oh yeah. Huh. But he's just like unleashed himself because he realized he's him. In fact, dang. Oh my gosh, they're giant. Yeah, oh my gosh. You said you could take over the country. Yeah, with the help of them hurting him. Oh, he's sitting on them. That's awful. No, but he looks super mad. Yeah, he's mad. No, you failed. Oh, he's so mad. I think it's why he was always hoping for that man. Forgot about Dobby and his fights. Everyone seems crazy powered up right now. So either they've taken something, or they are just like emotionally in a different place because of all the fighting they've been doing with that big monster. Love and courage fixed everything. I guess. Oh my gosh, this is like. You know, if Twife wasn't a bad guy, we'd probably consider him a himbo, wouldn't we? Because he's good looking and he's kind of sweet. Oh, of course, of course. So they're interesting because I just broke something. Interesting because then you've got a very clear hierarchy in terms of strength of quirk and status. Whereas League of Villains, there's not really a strength of quirk and status thing. They're all kind of, like I said, this hodgepodge friend group. Some with really great quirks, some with really subpar quirks. But maybe good skills. That's why he looks that way. That mud is just everywhere. He's calling. Oh, that's right. Calm down. Calm down. Pause. We were waiting for him to wake up. That's what Shigaraki was waiting for. Giga. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting these names. For him to like wake up from his like big nap, and he like goes underground, so you can't really find him. So okay, so interesting. Twice overcame his fear and his trauma. All that damage to him made him realize, no, wait, I'm the real me. Because if I wasn't real, I would have disappeared into mud. Because that was one of his biggest fears. He didn't know if he was really him or not. Now he knows for a fact that he is him. Oh my gosh, those words. Save Toga, though she is pretty banged up. And I guess we kind of get an explanation as to why Dobby's like he just seems to have more and more of this burnt like gross skin because he's burning himself to death, which is pretty awful. We do know with Totoro with Shoto that he can overheat or overcool, that he can cause damage, but we haven't seen him push himself to the point where he's done that yet. Now we did see that with Endeavor when he faced the I forget the name of the creature. When he faced that, he did burn his own face that way, because there was also damage to it as well. But Shoto has not been pushed that far yet. His scar has to do with the hot water. But Dobby's using his power so much, and his fire is so hot that he's hurting himself. It's funny how we get their birthdays. Dobby seems to be having a good time, though. Nice. Yeah. They've got so many people part of their liberation army. Helping a little. He looks so tired. We know they don't, though. Which means what changes? Just like pouring out like water. Garen kind of offered him a second chance in a weird villainy way. Oh, yeah, that guy. If everyone's special, then no one is. Oh my gosh. That's his quirk. Makes sense he would become a politician. Oh, look at that perspective. It's so good. Goodbye, go over. Did he make Shigaraki and Dabi? Yeah, not the real one. Did he do that with his finger? Ooh. Oh. That's what he did. Oh, I totally did not see in the back his hand. He is very passionate about his friends, unlike sitting here just like watching. What is his hand turning into? No, that's the real Shigaraki. I think so. Nasty. Interesting how they put an exclamation point, but he says it so calmly. So he just can enlarge part of himself or all of them? Right, we established he's Destro's kid. Ah. Ah, I see. The real Shigaraki's down there. Dang, I didn't know he could do that to a building. So he's a copy. I missed my I was just so compelled. I don't think I quite caught everything that was going on. Dang. Okay. This guy's... Cork's been around for a while, but this guy's clearly older than he looks. I feel like I'm just kind of confused about the timeline of things. So Destro, I'm assuming, is the child... Destro is the child of Destro. Destro is the one who kind of kicked off the whole meta liberation thing. And Destro's trying to fit into, like, trying to continue his father's legacy, but I'm still confused about the timeline of things, okay? If Quirks have been around for a while, so does someone say about, I think someone commented about 100 years, maybe? I don't know. I'm still confused by the timeline of things. And it's been a little while, but I just remember Destro's son, who he didn't know about. And he just wants, you know, if everyone's special, no one is, kind of thing. It makes sense, though, that you would, if people had these powers, they were very dangerous, it makes sense that you would have limitations to who can do what. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, wow. Gee. Dang. Okay, so I'm a little stuffed. And I was just a little kind of pulled in and a little distracted at the same time, where I'm like, what is going on? But we got some nice backstory of Twice. Twice got to work through his issues, that he's like all full blown, like, I can make as many copies as I want. Now he thought he was the real one. We obviously know the real Twice is still with Toga. All the other ones with the master, the fakes. Oh, sorry. That was fake Shigaraki he was talking to. And real Sugar, which again, they hold on to their quirks, which is fascinating. And then real Shigaraki took down the building. He was talking to fake Shigaraki about what happened. And he said, I still didn't get my answer. So, But we know, like, this is like flashing back, so we know that eventually these two end up working together. So the question is, what changes things where the League of Villains ends up working with the Metal Liberation Army? What shifts things for them? I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. But we're also finally getting into Shigaraki's background. What he's actually like, why he's like the way he is. Which is pretty cool and a little scary. There's really nothing else to say. I was just really enamored. I talked a bit, but also not too much. Something I think I was going to mention, but I held off on it, is that what's interesting about All For One's powers with... I was thinking about it with, Deku, is that it's kind of the reverse of, Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. I know it's a weird connection to make, but I'm going to make it. I have this book called Quantum Physics of the Buffyverse, and now that I've actually taken physics, I might reread it to get a better understanding of it. But the point it talks about is that from the original Slayer, and that who was like a demon inside of a person, every Slayer that's come after that has gotten slightly weaker and weaker. Like the transference of energy, there's like an energy loss kind of thing. Because energy transference is never quite perfect. There's always going to be some sort of loss in terms of heat, usually with heat or, I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can think was heat. But the point is that as energy transfers from Slayer to Slayer to Slayer, they get weaker and weaker and weaker. And then talk about the whole potentials, and maybe they're not as strong as the original Slayer because of how they were activated. Besides the point. But what's different about this is that as One For All has passed from person to person, it's gotten more and more powerful. Not only that, but it's also absorbed in the quirks of the previous people. So we see about half of the holders of One For All had quirks already, and those quirks just amplified in a lot of ways. Toshinori, or All Might, didn't have any quirks, so he was just super powerful. Now, that power obviously looks a little different in Deku, but it still comes across as just a pure power quirk. And so that we kind of also confirmed that it's an accumulation kind of quirk. Because that's why, the funny guy, I forget his name, the blonde guy who's a bit of a pain in the butt in Class B, says why he can't copy Erie's quirk or Deku's quirk, why it didn't really work, because the type of quirk it is, he can't take it on. He can't copy it. Something about Deku, it's the power, the timing, all of that, is now, in addition to not even reaching 10, 15, 50% of his power, still at like 20% in some ways. I think 20 was the max he went, I'm not sure. But he still isn't even close to like getting like to halfway to how powerful he can be, physically speaking. But now he's got another quirk coming in causing problems as well. And that's pretty insane. And to the point his classmates were like, well, what the heck was that? At least he was honest, he was like, I don't know what that was. It just I don't know where that came from or what it's doing. And it's kind of scary. Some people, like, they understand their quirks, but they're kind of really worried about Deku because Deku doesn't really understand his quirk. And I'm like, how do you not understand your quirk? And, obviously, Bakugo knows the truth, but the others, people are just like, and even Toshinori's like, I have no idea. Because he wasn't as connected with the others as, Deku is. And it makes me wonder, why was Toshinori the only person who wasn't quote unquote spiritually connected to the previous holders of One For All, or were there others who also just weren't connected as well? It's very interesting. It is weird. It would take villains going against villains for us to actually want the League of Villains to win, and be like, yeah, beat their butts, because we've connected with them so much. And it does show how good the writing is, where when it's villains versus villains, you're not like, destroy them all. A little part of you is. But when you're like, yeah, you want the League of Villains to, like, beat them. But also, this season we've gotten some really heavy episodes, like with the reveal of Kurogiri and who he actually is underneath. And just a reminder again that, yeah, the League of Villains, we have moments like this where we kind of sympathize a little bit with them, but we also had to pull out and remember just they're trying to continue what All for One was doing. And we do see just how evil All for One is. And we see in these spins and all of that, there are moments where we forget what their goals are, and their goals are very evil. No matter how nice it might sound, it is evil what they want. What both sides of those villains want. So we do want the complete end and brought down of everybody, of all these people. And maybe you hope for like the best for some of the others, like with Twice and some of the ones who are just a bit more, if you just point them in a better direction, they might be more constructive. But at the same time, there are others who just want to see the world burn, physically speaking, like Dobby. And then now we're going to see exactly why Shigaraki's so messed up and what happened with his family. But this has been really intense. I really like it. I missed it. I'm gonna jump into the next episode, and then I'm gonna try to get these episodes turned out and done. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies. Check out my Patreon, please. I'll see you next time.